welcome to Covert Narcissist 101. Thank you for joining me. Haven't subscribed? Please do. Don't forget to like and share as well. Guys, today's topic is how you ended up co-parenting with a covert narcissist new supplier, or how you were forced, to co-parent now with the covert narcissist new supplier. If you haven't experienced this, or if the covert narcissist haven't tried to do this with you, it's coming, because then usually that's how it goes. This is part of how they do what they do. So how do you end up in the situation that's now you are co-parenting with a covert narcissist and new supplier? One of them, of course, guys, is the covert narcissist pushes this responsibility off to the new supplier. Let's say the new supplier isn't the toxic person, or a covert narcissist like them. They push it off. They push it off to them. So in the beginning, it starts off with them together. Maybe they introduce you, or you know who this person is, or is in your circle. Something, you know who this person is. Somehow you know about them, or there was some kind of formal introduction of, hey, this is who I'm with now. And in the beginning, you're okay with it. They were, together doing things and all that. Especially if you accept that. That's what I'm saying. If you accept this in the beginning, thinking this is a normal relationship where, okay, this is your ex's new wife or new husband now. And so you accept that in the beginning. And they come and they drop off the kids, bring the kids. They're doing things together, whatever. So it looked like they covert narcissist kids. But of course, we know what they're doing. So eventually you see what ends up happening is, the covert narcissists, of course, will do what they do, and something they did with you. They push up that responsibility off to the new supplier. So now you realize the new supplier is the one that's picking up the kids. The new supplier is the one that's dropping off the kids. The new supplier is the one that tells you where your kids are. When you're trying to get hold of them, I can't find where they are. The new supplier will tell you. Because the covert narcissists have done what they do, which the new supply, in one of my videos I mentioned that they didn't plan for. They eventually be the sole parent, just like you are. With them, they eventually push that responsibility off of you, because the reason why the covert narcissist was even doing what they're doing in the beginning by bringing a new supply and acting like their whole family unit, healthy, balanced, everything is cool, it is more for your benefit, and that wears off. We know how that goes. So that show stops and they are doing something else. So now it's on the new supply who isn't a toxic person. So they end up picking up the slack. So you see yourself doing that. So here, if you're already entertaining that in the beginning with them, this is exactly how you end up doing that, because the covert narcissists, once they pull out and do what they do, you find yourself dealing with a new supply. The next one, of course, is, guys, that the covert narcissists put them up to it. So this is where, then I recruited a flying monkey. They told them this is what we need to do for a relationship to work. So they put the new supply in the front, because they know obviously it's going to piss you off, especially if you don't have any kind of introduction with a new supply. They push a new supply out there to deal with you. So it's like the covert narcissist that I dealt with did this so many times that I didn't, get into it with him, because I just saw what it was. So it's like the covert narcissist, the new supply wants the kids to do this. The new supply wants to go get my daughter's hair done. The new supply this. So he throws the new supply suggested this. So he kept throwing this off like in my face, in the emails and all that stuff. And mind you, there wasn't any introduction. I didn't know he was even dating somebody else or married somebody else. I found out months later when the kids casually mentioned it. So I have no idea who this person is, but he was throwing that out there. My wife said this, my wife said that, and none of that, I never entertained that, because I knew what it was. Because once I go in there telling you, or seem like I'm angry about it, they'll keep doing that. So right now he's eased off on that. Really, hasn't done that in a while, because I didn't buy into that. And that's what you do. When you see all that, my wife said this, my husband suggested this, he said this would do, you would do this for our son. Don't go the route of being angry, because you see that for what it was. So you end up, your covert narcissist new supply is the one that is now, we're going to have a Timmy's birthday over here. We're going to have this over there. They are the one trying to talk to you about it, because the covert narcissist put them up to it. Of course, we know what it is to get the supply that will come from the conflict that they're anticipating will happen. So you don't give them that. So they bring that suggestion up. You directly tell, in one of the emails I replied to covert narcissist, I said, well, that's nice of her. But anyway, I need you to do this and do that, So I completely disregarded that whole thing. Like, sure, I heard that, but this is what we're going to do. So The next one, guys, is you end up with they ended up with another covert narcissist. They ended up the new supplier is another covert narcissist. So best believe they would throw themselves in there. Even without invitation, they would throw themselves in there because this is part of them, just like the covert narcissist. That's how they get their own supply to antagonize you, to provoke you, to have you to react, to see them, especially if you're not paying attention to them whatsoever. They're going to do all that stuff to get your attention, make comments, side comments, suggestions, different things, change your plans, anything to get you to react and say, hey, I don't want that. Or, dealing with them directly. This is exactly what they want to happen. So, if they're not a covert narcissist and you see them, they're another toxic person just like the covert narcissist, you deal with them accordingly, just like you deal with the covert narcissist. In this case, you have actually no requirement to deal with them. There is no obligation for you to say, let me know, let me tell you what this is going to be. None at all. Especially if you notice that this is how they're coming across to you, you don't even deal with them at all. Now you deal directly with the covert narcissist because that's the one you have no option to. So if they find that these are toxic people trying to get the high out from you, from whatever it is that they understand, the covert narcissists are talking about you, and that's how they're coming at you. Don't even entertain that. The more you ignore these people, we already know that what they want is attention. So if I don't even have to deal with you, then I don't have to deal with you at all. I don't have to deal with you. The covert narcissists, we have no option because we have a kid with them or have children with them. So we deal with them. Even that, we are limited to the amount of contact of what we address, Much less somebody that I don't have to deal with you, So you on the side. So they can make all the noise they want. They can do all the passive aggressive thing they want. They can do send all the subliminal messages, Facebook or through other people. The most you can do, if you really want to hit them hard, is completely ignore these people. I don't have to deal with you. You don't matter. You don't even register on the radar to matter to me. All right, guys, get a hold of your mind and everything to fall into place.